to our segment, May the 8th. And I just hope everyone who's watching this is doing well and you're feeling good about where you are right now with everything. So today we're going to talk about relationship building and what we do while once we initially get started with individuals that we support. I want to talk a little bit today about in phases because we got three phases, and we're going to talk about what each phase consists of. And today's segment of work is titled the IPS Relationship Building and Support Process. What does it entail? Three phases that I talked about earlier. And the reason why we want to have this conversation today is because, we've had people come in and we explore employment opportunities of their choice and their interests, regardless if it's education, centered around their employment, education and training, or any type of employment that he or she is interested of. And what we've noticed is that some individuals feel that, or they're not aware or privy to the fact that we have phases that we have to follow in order to get started with them. It's not just, hey, I want to come in and I want to go back to work, and you come in, you talk to us, and then tomorrow you're working. It does not work like that. So today we want to share information with all that is watching and listening to us about the different phases of this program. So I want to share this screen with you guys. Give me a second. All right. So as we move through the process, like I said initially, we have three different phases that we really have to adhere to. And so this document that I'm showing here is called the Individual Placement Support Employment Relationship Building and Support Process. So I want to talk about phase one. So phase one, when a person comes in our space, we basically have a conversation about the IPS team, what IPS stands for, individual placement support slash supported employment. We give our pamphlet. We talk about what we do. We also talk about our eight principles, and we talk a little bit about fidelity. But during that initial phase, we have the opportunity to explore what he or she is interested in as far as your career, what choices you guys are you wanting to do. There are different industries out there. There's hospitality, there's construction, there's customer service, many different types of employment industries to choose from. However, we take that time to gain insight from what you are interested in, what your preferences are. We also take the time to discuss benefits. Now, what are benefits, you may ask? Benefits such as, some individuals receive disability income, SSI, SSDI, that type of income. And so a lot of times I've heard before that some individuals feel very, very reluctant to work and very hesitant to start working knowing that they have their benefits, because a lot of times they don't want to lose their benefits or jeopardize their benefits. So what we have the pleasure of doing is we talk about vocational rehabilitation services, and there's a component where we have a benefits reviewer, that individual, and here's some information. Here's a pamphlet. We share this type of information with individuals about VR services, and we also make a referral to the benefits planner in the event that that person says, "Hey, I would like for my benefits to be explored, so that way I can gain employment and work comfortably without interrupting their benefits, their income." So we really take pride in asking questions. We call it digging deep to learn more about the individual in the initial phase. And we also discuss who may be your natural supports outside of this team. Some folks have a team of folks. Some folks have a natural support that they rely on and that they utilize and they share with us who's their backup. All in supports for them in gaining their employment and maintaining their employment. And so we like to explore that. And education is a part of this program as well. We have an individual who is currently searching for a phlebotomy training institution that she can enroll in prior to starting work. So during the initial phase one, we like to get to know. We sit with the individual. We may have something to write with, but we're all in. We're actively listening to gain information and insight on what they're interested in as far as their employment. And then we move into phase two. And I'll let Chad share what phase two consists of.
Yeah, so phase two, at this point, you will have been placed with one of the employment specialists. It could be any three of us. And then you'll be meeting with that employment specialist to do all the documentation that's necessary. So we put you in our system and do like a formal intake. So we're completing all those documents. You're going to sign those, which is a signature of consent. And from there, we're going to kind of revisit your career exploration and figure out where you want to work at, and then formulate a plan on how to get you in there. So, that might be building resumes, applying to these places, and then job development on our part where we go and speak with the employers on your behalf, and then there's a bunch of stuff that's going to go on in there. It might be multiple meetings. We're available to meet here at the office, or we can come to your home, or we can meet in the community. We can job develop together. But there'll be a lot of going on. I would say that's like the chunk of the program is phase two. And then hopefully, that eventually leads to a job, which would lead into phase three.
Woo!
Yeah.
Phase three. And Ralph, you want to share a little bit about when a person starts a job and, what happens when, as far as one of our fidelity rules, let's just say you learn that a person starts their job. The expectation is to meet with them.
Our expectations are to meet with someone. The same day that we meet with them is when their day starts. We have 30 days to get them in front of an employer, to have them talking to someone, a job interview, anything like that. And we find all that out in our confidential talk and all that stuff. We put everything down into the computer and all that stuff like that.
Right. So in phase three, job start and job support planning. And basically what this is that once you start a job, the individual is aware that he or she is going to be starting a job on Wednesday. Well, we're going to meet with you on that Tuesday prior to you starting that job, just so we can gain insight on what you may need before you start your job. Are you ready? How are you feeling? What kind of support you needing before you start your job. And then 3 days after you start that job, we're going to follow up with you face to face again to see how did it go. And so, as you can see there, we have a job support plan. This is an ongoing document that you also sign. Basically, this document talks about on-site support, off-site support. It's all contingent upon the individual. And so once we gain knowledge that you're starting your employment, our next step is to see you, see what's going on, if you need anything, and we actually update and create a job support plan so that we can know how to support you on site. Some employers allow us on site, some employers won't. But like, say, for example, if during your lunch break, at 12, you want to speak to us and just let us know how things are going, or you may have a conflict, or you just may have overall questions about things that you need to know as it pertains to your employment. We're here for it. And so we explore that together, and you'll let us know how your support is going to be needed now that you have employment. And so moving down, during the initial meeting, as far as the relationship building, we have you sign this form. This document basically lets us know, hey, I'm ready, that you are aware of what the process entails, and that, like, it says here, initial meeting held on 5/8. Your employment specialist could either be the three of us, one of the three of us, and next steps could include meeting with you again to start phase two after we finish phase one, and you feel like you're ready to proceed with the program and it works for you. And so it's a good fit for you. So today we wanted to share just these three phases of how this program works, because I know, like I said initially, some folks come in, they think, hey, I'm going to gain employment right now today, which we would like for that to happen. That would be beautiful. but that's just not how this program actually works. And so if you guys have any thoughts or questions, please feel free to reach out. 704-390-3309. You can call our welcome desk and ask to speak to one of us, myself, Cedric, Chad, or Ralph, and we'll make sure we do our due diligence to follow up. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this segment of talking about our relationship building and support process in the 3 phases. And feel free to reach out if you need us. Okay, thank you.